Hey, y'all, this is Ronnie Dale Martin Jr., and I gotta tell you, man, this Radio Free Radio thing is quite awesome. And since I spent all my money on steering wheel covers and Marlboros, I need you guys to donate $1 over at Patreon. That site is patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1. On RadioFRadio.com.
Take 16.
It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on. Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Welcome in, here on Radio for Radio, go tell a friend. Where Terrell and Georgette, bring them in. We got so many things to talk about, so let's begin. Putting the highlight on local life on Thursdays, 8 at night. Hope you feeling alright, cause tonight we gon' get you right, yeah, show you right. We gon' laugh, joke, talk, rinse, repeat. We gon' keep it real chill, let's get deep. Ain't no topic off limits, no knock off a gimmick. 10 times out of 9, you'll be fine when we finish. We get talented, hard to get artists to target that audience. Talk accomplishments of those who get no acknowledgement. The studio be hot in the summertime, studio be cold in the winter. And though the chair a bit dusty, it be a throne we enter. Have a seat with us, chocolate milk and waffles, come and eat with us. 2 whole hours, turn your speakers up. And before we get it started, just repeat it thus. It's on chocolate milk and waffle show. It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. We got George, we got Terrell, we got milk, that's chocolate. We got beautiful buttery waffles, just the way your mama used to make them.
Crazy, crazy, crazy show. That's what it is. Okay, whatever. I can't.
What's up, Internet? We're back for another episode of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show.
Chaputo!
And we are so happy to be here
Yes,
with our
indeed.
guests this evening. We have Iris Perkins.
And her hair.
And her hair. Yeah. No, his name's Adam, not her hair.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm on top of a head now.
And we are here for our
That is so
second
weird.
roundtable discussion.
Yeah. I'm excited about this.
I'm super excited because I'm just as, like, I don't know the questions either, just like you guys don't know what the questions are going to be or what we're going to be discussing tonight. But Terrell never, ever fails us. Before we get into that, though, let's cover our local happenings, what we've got going on. Over at the venue on 35th Street in Norfolk, where we do all our amazing artsy type stuff, we have our weekly open mic on Mondays from 7 to 11. All genres are welcome who come in peace. Then on Tuesdays, we have our performance workshops at the venue on 35th. Every second and fourth Wednesday, I do writing workshops there. The cost of those is $5. We have a really good time, and we always walk away with some pretty good skeletons of poetry to put some meat on later on. And on the first Wednesday of every month, starting in October officially, will be the Verb Benders Poetry Slams. These have been super duper duper exciting. Iris has actually competed in both of those. We can talk maybe a little bit about that later on if that comes up. I think I'm trying to think of what else we got coming up at the venue. Oh, at the end of the month, we've got things that go bump at the venue. Our yearly Halloween event. You do not want to miss out on that.
I'm going to try to make it this year.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. We've got costume contests and games and independent horror film festival and Dee Dee Delaney performing Bertha Doesn't Live Here, tarot readings. The whole venue is going to be decorated, black lights and strobe lights, and it's going to just spooky, magical, wonderfulness. Also, on the last Thursday of October, here we are having our very first, what will hopefully be annual Halloween special.
Yes.
We've got, believe it or not, I can't. It was like Terrell's Halloween present to me. He was actually able to book a team of paranormal investigators for that night.
Yes.
But what we'd also like is for you guys to possibly prepare some Halloween-related either poetry or maybe a story of something that happened to you, so you can call in and be a part of the experience that night. And I think that about covers pretty much everything we got going on. What about you?
Something going on
Ooh.
October 15th at the venue.
Oh, you do? What's going on October?
Oh, the
15th?
comedy show. That's right. We are launching our monthly comedy shows at the venue starting October 15th. And Iris will be one of the featured performers there,
she just
performing
made
under
sure.
her comedy name, Petty Crocker.
You're gonna tell what I'm doing, fool.
Yeah, you could have plugged that later on without putting me on
Yeah,
blast.
right.
Like okay, Adam, we're gonna be kind to you. It's your first time on the show.
All right.
Petty, I don't know what to tell you. You at our mercy. You furniture at this point.
He said furniture.
So that's just how it's gonna be.
Word.
But I'm super excited to get this on the way. But first, we should let our guests introduce themselves. We'll start over here
Definitely.
with Miss Iris Perkins. Let the world know a little bit about you and everything you do. Quickly.
Okay.
That the blank look in her face was just like,
Where am I? What am I
What
doing?
am I doing? Iris Perkins is the author. ICU is the poet. Petty
Okay.
Crocker is the stand-up comedian.
and Danielle is the stripper.
Right? Actually, she's cinnamon stick, but
Oh, cinnamon stick.
Damn cinnamon stick.
Cinnamon.
What she got under that skirt
Yes.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
and on a stick?
On a stick.
And directly across from me, we have.
Adam Lee, or, well, last name is Ekobashan, but it's mostly too difficult to pronounce for some people, so I
Yeah.
just go by Adam Lee. So
Yeah,
it's like
Adam Lee. We're gonna stick with that.
yeah, it's like an adverb. So anytime
Yeah.
somebody does something like I would, they're doing it very, Adamly.
Adamly.
As
Yeah.
it were. Yeah.
Adam Lee.
Clever.
But I'm a cartoonist and a voice actor. I did the artwork for
Yes.
the,
Yeah.
for the Chocolate
Yes,
Milk
he
and Waffles
did.
show.
Speaking of which, not to put you on blast on the air, but what happened to that one where they were like swinging on the rope?
Oh, well, I'm still working on
We need logo 2.
I'm still working on the bloodless turnip, the villain that they will be fighting.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yes. Gosh, I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
At inception
Yeah.
of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle show, we were gonna get Chocolate Milk and Waffles as characters licensed and turn them into
Did
a
she
comic
say
book.
a syrup
They're
side?
They're having their own conversation.
I see that.
The
It's all
waffle
good,
has
let's just say.
mind control.
Yeah.
He's got that floating butter pad.
You never
with
noticed
him.
that over my
I
head?
saw the floating
Yeah.
butter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one
But
of
no,
my powers.
I've been working on. I've been developing the villain, which is the bloodless turnip, and he has minions known as the wild scallions.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they do his
Yeah.
bidding for him.
It's the equivalent of the putties.
Yeah. In our world, the healthy food is the villain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
so.
and the Chocolate Milk and the
Speak,
Waffles are
speaking
the
speaking of
heroes.
which, George, how was your National Chocolate Milk Day?
It was great. I drank a lot of chocolate milk. Today was National Coffee Day. I had a lot of that too.
Yeah,
Pet.
fuck coffee.
You wouldn't be able to tell. I'm very
Sorry
subdued.
for alcohol.
I think at some point the coffee started working in reverse.
Yeah. Ooh, that can happen.
It can.
Speaking of things in reverse, October 22nd, Bottle Fusion will be having our third
yes.
year anniversary
Oh, yeah.
showcase.
We're
at-
gonna be very busy that day
Oh wow!
because it is also
oh gosh, that is all day.
the second
the
all day
second
you drunk,
annual all day you drunks marathon right here at
which
the
is kind
clubhouse.
of my sort of unofficial anniversary
Yeah,
with
yeah, it is.
with Radio Free Radio.
Yeah, it kind of is.
That was the first time I was ever on the show before I was
Yeah.
actually part of the.
So, but like I said,
the staff
October
here.
22nd, we will be at the Sandler Center of Performing Arts, where I will be representing for the AOL portion of the show. We will have Parks and Rec. Yes. And George Mendez.
Man, I ain't doing shit.
And
No, I'm gonna do some poems. I'm gonna do some poems.
and Inga Frost. Is that Inga's real name? I'm trying to figure.
Frost?
Inga Frost.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, she's wild. She's
Is she a poet?
no,
Inga
she's
from
a
Sweden?
no.
Yeah.
Ja.
Ah.
No,
Nah.
no, no,
Nah.
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 So, matter of fact, we'll be there till about probably 10 o'clock, and I will still be in my suit, and I will come straight here
To participate
to participate.
in all day you
in
drunk.
all, I'm looking forward to. Justin is like,
And
oh,
like
crap.
they've gone. You can tell that they've been in here working really hard. They've taken down the partition that cut the room smaller. They've created a staging area. We even got a little bit of a backstage behind the curtain.
Yeah.
There's a couch area over here that I can already see as like conversations on the couch portions of the show. This is gonna
gonna
be
love
cool.
that.
Or when I just get way lazy and I need a nap.
Is that like
It just-
laying down counseling or conversation?
For us, it will be. It'll be whatever we want it to be.
Yeah,
And that
whatever
is-
we
that
want.
is the tiniest green room area I've ever seen.
That
behind
is
the curtain
amazing,
there.
though.
It's light green.
It's light
Light
green.
Yeah.
It's light green room. That's why it's so small.
Y'all.
But all right, I think all that being said, I'm ready to get into this
All
Q&A.
right, all right, all right. All right, somebody pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.5.
Okay, 3.5. Ooh. Okay, okay. I didn't want to start off with this question, but
Okay.
Hillary and Trump.
Oh man, we're going there all.
How
right
did
away,
we
huh?
get here?
Oh man.
You want the scientific version? Because, see, like, one day Hillary's mom and Hillary's dad got together and a sperm and an egg.
That's still not proven. Well, I'm
No. Let her finish because I'm gonna find out the exact coordinates and John Connor my ass back there and fucking just end that shit right out of the gate. Like, nope, I'm cock blocking Hillary's pops. That's it.
There is no spoon. But I think that somewhere along our timeline, we as Americans didn't believe that Trump would make it this far.
No, I agree with that completely.
That is for sure.
I think we also didn't realize that somewhere back in the day that Sarah Palin was going to influence some people to make Donald Trump become president, because even though her ramblings are wild, the Republican Party would have never been here if she couldn't see Alaska from her porch. I mean,
Right.
she couldn't see
See Russia.
I'm sorry,
Russia.
see Russia.
Scoot Russia,
from
buy
her
her
porch.
scoot.
Yeah, just.
I really did not think Trump was even going to get the Republican nomination. I was incredibly surprised that this was the man that they chose.
I mean, for somebody that's
back
never opened a thesaurus in his life.
He's never been a hall monitor, but he somehow can run for president. And Hillary is no better. I don't want to come across like I'm a
Yeah.
Hillary
Nope.
supporter, because she was under a federal investigation and still running for president. Meanwhile, I need like a master's and 5 years experience for an entry-level position at a fucking Kroger. Like, fuck you.
And you have to have good credit.
And you have to have good credit. And this dude went on TV in a debate and said, I was smart for not paying taxes.
Yeah.
You know, James Brown and Wesley Snipes are pissed.
Yeah,
Right
completely.
now.
James Brown is dead and pissed.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna build Texas. God damn. Ain't build Texas. That's you. He built Texas.
Please. Please.
In all honesty, me and George has heard me say this before, I'm not surprised that Trump is the go-to person for the Republican Party. And the reason I'm not surprised is because when you think about who he targeted first, who he pandered to first, are the pretty much the people that are that much pissed off and frustrated with the government. Those are the ones that you took our jobs. He hit that crowd. Yeah,
But no,
he
you
hit
can't-
that
you
crowd
can't say
first.
that. You can't say that because he sent some of their jobs to China. That's who's making
Yeah.
their bow ties and suits.
Yeah, he
So,
he did that. But once again, does the average person know that? They don't pay attention to that. They don't think about that.
I think
just
a
like
lot of it,
just like people
especially-
don't know that there are two other candidates. Just
Yeah.
how do you?
I
not
think a lot
know?
of that, especially in the beginning, was America is so fed up with the way things are that it turned into we've tried politicians for a long time and that
Exactly.
hasn't worked. Let's try maybe somebody who's not
Yeah, and
a politician, who's maybe just
That would be great.
and
Yeah.
and they got caught up in that and maybe that's not a bad idea, but not this particular
exactly
non-politician.
no.
And I'm sorry, just like with any job, you kind of need some experience.
Yeah.
And this dude has, like I said, it sounds funny, but he's never held any sort of
No.
position where he was in a political office. He's never held any sort of political office whatsoever. And the business, he keeps
Was
saying,
he-
"Well, I'm a businessman. I'm a smart businessman." But you're not though.
No.
Was he ever
And
a
I
class
can-
president? Hold on.
Was he what?
Was he ever a class president? Hold on.
He may have
Maybe.
been in
He might have been. He might maybe
when-
was a crossing guard.
when he was homeschooled. He may have been hall monitor at least.
Once I was a dungeon master. One time. I didn't do very well.
What, did they roll the dice and kick him out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
But and I mean, and Hillary, she's got a very long list of steps that have gotten her to where she is now. Not all, and there's a lot of mud and grime on a lot of those steps. But
What is
I
she-
mean, you can probably say that about any politician. Go ahead.
Question.
Yes.
He was with the Reform Party in 1999 to
Mhm.
2001.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a Democrat from 2001 to
Uh-huh.
2009. He was independent from 2011 to 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's back to being a Republican?
This, and that's part of my.
In a nutshell, he's been fake his whole life.
Yeah, but see, that's a part of my short, long conspiracy theory that this was all set up to get Hillary in the White House, because he goes back to being a Republican at the same time.
I don't think Trump expected to get this far. And I almost kind of feel like at this point he's trying to throw the election, and he's probably beside himself. Like, these people still want to fucking vote for me.
Well, I mean, he said
but
it
see-
himself. I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and people would still vote.
Yeah,
for me.
Well, didn't the Cheney dude do that? My bad.
but he was already
in the
already in
woods.
office when he
They
did
were
it.
in the woods.
Yeah.
Be fair.
In
not
the
as clear a
face.
shot. In the middle of the street, very open.
I was having
in
a
the
stroke
woods.
at the same time.
Maybe the guy looked like
Shoot him in
Bigfoot.
the face, but I meant to shoot him in the face.
But see, like I was saying, it's crazy because
he was
this
cop
at the
trained.
exact same time Bernie Sanders decides to stop being an independent to be a Democrat. That, to me, it's all just too coincidental. It's just too coincidental that this happens. Then the DNC undermines Bernie Sanders' campaign.
He was
One-
bought. He was
Ye-
bought out. He was
Yeah, they
bought
they
out.
were just like, wow, he's doing better than I thought he would. Let's do something to throw a wrench in this. And to me, like I said, once again, Trump being the main person for the Republican Party does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, the two-party system is beyond broken. Well, it's not. And here's the thing. Like, we keep talking about how the system is broken, and we talk about this in very different facets of the system. The system is not broken at all. The system works just fine. The system works exactly as it was designed to work. That's the problem. We don't need to
Exactly.
fix this system. The system needs to be dismantled
Exactly.
and rebuilt from the ground up with principles that apply to 2016 and not 1492, because we are grossly misguided when the two choices that we have are the two choices that we have.
It's
And
like-
we do have other options that, again, most people don't know about. We're probably going to have to do a lot of writing in for this election. But
Yeah.
it's either way, it's going to be one of those two. And we know that.
I got a feeling, I seriously feel like the third runner-up is going to be so many Mickey Mouse write-ins, it's going to be ridiculous.
Like,
I
imagine,
really-
even if, like, a Gary Johnson
Mhm.
actually got the most votes,
Mhm.
they would never tell us that.
No. Nope.
We would never know.
It is it's this election is like the worst game of Would You Rather ever played. It's like,
no shit.
welcome to Would You Rather. Our contestants will have to choose between either A, chewing on this ghost pepper for 5 minutes, or B, shoving it directly in their ass. Well, I guess I'll put it right up my ass there, because then I only have to worry about it burning one direction. So hand me the olive oil and let's get this party cracking.
Side note, the band One Direction came from that exact same orifice.
Really?
It did.
They did.
Are you serious? It really came from that?
It did.
That,
Or
that was a good. I
No,
see what you
no, it
did
didn't
there.
really-
I see what you did there. I'm sorry. My radio show.
We're on the internet. You can say whatever you want.
Oh.
But all jokes aside, it's scary.
Really
It
is.
is flat out horrifying, the situation that this country is in. Other countries are looking at us like, y'all, you're kidding, right? I keep waiting for Ashton Kutcher to like pop up at a debate, like, gotcha. Here's your real candidates.
Did you know that he wasn't drafted during Vietnam? Because in college, from 64 to 68, he obtained 4 student deferments. And in 1966, he was actually deemed fit for service based upon a military and medical examination. But he was classified as fit by a local draft board. But he was given a 1Y medical deferment in 68.
That's wrong.
Because
That's wrong. It's
they
a
were
lie.
attributed him to having heel spurs, so he couldn't go.
He is a heel spur.
It's a real condition. I was diagnosed by my doctor, who's great.
Like America used to be, right, Trump?
Yeah. At one point or
when-
another, I think.
That's the other thing. When was America great?
Never,
For
ever in life.
everybody.
Never, ever in
for,
life.
for everybody. I was going
everybody.
to say I
Never,
don't know
ever in
for,
life.
for everybody.
Before the colonists got here, when the Indians, when the natives,
Yeah.
Americans still had it.
Yeah, and the
That was
Vikings
it.
were
Was
up
probably
north.
great then.
Before
When
it was
corn
called
was still
America.
called maize.
It was
Right,
peace.
right.
I mean,
when corn wasn't genetically.
there's never been a time in our history where there's been equality for every
Why did you have to bring up the
citizen
genetic?
My bad.
genetic corn.
Yeah.
What? Oh God.
It's a lie. It never happened.
Maybe that's what happened to his hair.
I'm so reminded of
It does
American
look like
Hustle
corn
every
silk.
time I see that.
It really does.
You're
look like
reminded of
corn
what?
American Hustle, like, I'm gonna put this dead rat right here, and then I'm gonna comb it over from the side and glue it all into place and spray paint it and hope that the wind does not blow. I think that if he loses, like, he should have to shave his head, like, on a 3-guard, so we can finally see what his hairline actually looks like.
I don't think they're shaving. I think you just take that off. I don't think.
Did he
that's
say on a
shave.
3-guard?
Yeah. You know,
Just-
not all
to
the
just get that one part off right there.
Right. Just to make sure we can see exactly what that hairline really looks like.
I think it's a little person up there, like with with controls and stuff.
Yeah, he's Krang, right? Like like Trump, Donald Trump is not an actual human. He's a ship for an alien that lives inside him.
Stop the turtle swaddle. We're gonna bring in the the techno-drum.
We are part of the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. Yeah, they're up there too.
I would do the dance.
Hold on, they're on the Trump page. Why are they on the Trump page?
I said they're on the Trump hairline.
Oh, the Trump hair group.
All right.
My plugs are little people.
The Yellow Brick Road. It used to be anyway.
So this isn't. I guess this will also fall. We talked about the system, and not it being is not broken. It's working for who it needs to work for. What do we as a people? What can we do? You guys feel to make it better for us, the common everyday man?
Wow.
You must whip
That's
it.
huge.
That's a big question.
That's huge.
I think as much as the protesting and the marching puts it in the public eye, it doesn't actively create the sense of urgency that our political figures need to feel in order to actually enact a change. I personally feel that the best way to start is to hurt them at the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take our money out of the system, support independent local businesses, stop shopping at these corporations that are paying off these politicians to make things as they want them to be. Trump wants to give companies tax cuts because his theory is if they have more money, they'll be able to take that money and create more businesses and therefore give people more jobs. It's essentially trickle-down theory, but that's what got us here in the first place.
Exactly.
That's why we're here now. So to answer your first question, that's what's gotten us here. Is it started then in the 80s with Reagan and trickle-down, and because in theory, yeah, that's a really great thought. However, that excess money is not being trickled down.
No,
it's
it's not.
being held on to by
Fat
the people that are
cats.
already in power.
I don't know. I think when it comes to something like that, I think education is more of a way to hit them, because it seems like the people who are spending the money at the corporations don't know any better and how to hold on, save, and things like that.
Sure they do.
Because they're not taught, not in the more urban areas and lower class and things like that, because they're
Okay.
not taught how to spend or how to save. They just want those new Jordans, and the new
Oh, I
Jordans
see
come
what
from
you-
China.
yeah.
And since, China has this little pact with Trump, he still gets paid on the side, and NAFTA was a bitch. But we're not going there right now. But it's like people are always trying to get the best of something, and they don't have. And what blows my mind is, like, Saturday will be October 1st. I'm sure that there are people already out there who have started their Christmas layaways so they can spend all this money on all these toys that they're going to give their kids that are going to be broken on the 26th. But you can say, I got this for you, not realizing if you put that same amount of money into their 529 plan, or you put it into your savings account and you kept it for later, that you would be much better off later on down the line
Right.
than just making somebody else rich because you want to see your child instantly happy and you want them to leave you
Right.
alone for the next 6 hours. But since we don't teach people, or some people, how to save and what to do with money, then we are all Black Friday. Oh yeah, I'm going out to buy something so because I got to get this right now. You don't realize that the sale that they had Memorial Day weekend was a whole lot cheaper than the one that you're about to get on November.
Mm-hmm.
But again, people don't look at things like that.
Yeah. I think a good problem that happened that when you witness, it's almost like when you're in these certain environments or certain areas, you really don't realize it. I think my wake up call is when I was with an organization and we were doing outreach, and everywhere we would go, we would take mortgage specialists with us. And we went to a Section 8 community one day, and they were actually sat down, did a workshop telling people how to save, how to, like just improve your credit, do what you need to do to get your own homes. Word got around we were doing this. They stopped us from coming into these neighborhoods. Like literally, they were just saying like, "No, you can't come back. No, you can't."
It's just,
and I'm just
it's
like,
systematic.
This is ridiculous. We're trying to teach people how to grow, but you don't want that because you want to keep them in this one little area. Just like you'll have you'll have, I want to say a good example, downtown Newport News. You had some of the most rundown housing for years, and nobody was really trying to do anything about it. But then once investors started to want that land, they begin to condemn these buildings. And so, we're going to bring affordable housing. And okay, but what are you going to do about the people that are living there now?
Right.
We got, they all migrate to this one area and they keep an eye on them in this one area. But when they build these houses down here, those people aren't going to be able to come back because that place is going to be nice. It's going to have the parks and everything like that. No, they can't come back. But it goes back to what she said. We need to educate people on getting their own or their slice of the pie, if you will. Instead of looking at now, look for the future. Just like I tell people, like, I'm pulling for Jill Stein. Will she win? I don't know. I can't. But
it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, Jill Stein, the Green Party, literally wants to do away with my job. I'm a truck driver. They literally have no problem saying they want to get rid of truck drivers. But my thing is, they're looking at the future. And that's what I'm trying to look at too. Will it piss me off if they get in and be like, hey, your job is gone? Yeah, it'll piss me off because I have to find something new to do.
Yeah, but we are so far from a society where we can transport without having to use that type of
Oh, yeah, I know we
transport.
are. But I'm just saying, and I just know that their goal, their thought process is for the future and not now. And that's what I'm thinking about in my decision and who I would like to see in office. And I think that's where we mess up too many times on so many levels. I don't care if you're in an urban area, suburban area, whatever. Even when I'm thinking about, I'm seeing a lot of children who inherit this farmland. They're selling their farmland.
Yes.
They're selling their farmland like crazy.
For pennies.
Exactly. All for money right now, instead of thinking about what they could actually do for that land and to benefit other people.
And make it sustainable for later as well.
Exactly.
Which comes down to that education bit. If they had, been taught how to use it, they'd be using it.
Yeah.
Right.
The Tuskegee Airmen owned a large chunk of Williamsburg for the longest time, and nobody knew it. Nobody. I didn't even know it. They owned they built, maybe 4 of them decided to build houses on this land. And they fell in love with this area when they used to come to Langley. They did some of their training at Langley. And I didn't know this story until a guy told me. He said, yeah. He said they own about 20 acres each right up in this area. He's like, but their kids are selling it. He's like, each time one of them died, their kids sell it. Instead of there's like a freaking creek or something running through the middle of this area. And it's very lovely. But he's like, I pay nothing for this. He's like, and especially when I found out who was selling it, this is a white guy. He's like, it shocked and pissed him off. But he was just like, I got it for a good price. But they're just selling it. All because they want that money right here and now. So I get what you're saying. We got ourselves in this state.
Pretty much.
I mean, there's some who don't pass on the information because there are times that we feel that you have to hold on and hoard your information. And it's funny because I've been in the deaf communities, and deaf communities share everything. So, their person isn't left out. But as a hearing community, it's like if I tell you a secret and you go tell somebody else that, I got my car for $1,600 and they paid, $2,300 for theirs. It's like, you're going to be mad at me because I paid less than you because I did research. And why didn't I tell you that I got my car for $1,600 and you could have saved money? Like, you weren't going to split your extra with me. We have a real bad, I guess, balance on how we share information, where we can get things from and how we can do things better. It's like, I got to hold on to this. Couponers don't do that. They're quick to share. Oh, you got your coupons for this week? Let's go. But we're not all like this. You see my haul for this week, and of course the next couponer is going to try to do better than this last one. Yeah, I saved 20 more cents than you. I got $5 more back in my pocket. But if we were educating each other like that, then there would be some things that we didn't have to worry about, and some of that money would be coming back in our pockets instead of going other places.
Grocery store gonna have to pay me.
Right.
We'll just run till 9.
Okay.
And then get the break at the 8 o'clock.
Gotcha. All right. So.
We got more questions?
Oh, yes, we have more questions.
So we had 1, 2, 3, or 4. We chose 3?
We chose 3. 3.5. That was 3.5. Talking about the economy and education was the 0.5.
Oh, okay. All right.
So now we have 1, 2, and 4.
Adam, pick a number.
I'm gonna go number 1.
Number 1.
One.
All right.
Hey,
And I wish Darrell was here for this one, for real. Gosh. Cultural appropriation.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm going to expand it definitely. And this is another real. I wish Seneca was here also for this. Recently, you notice, Iris, everybody's starting to wear dashikis again.
Yes.
Everybody, like the 70s, and is coming back. I recently read a blog by a Nigerian who is pissed about American blacks wearing dashikis.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, not just here but in other places, wear things for fashion without the full understanding of the culture behind it. And then some people are like, if I'm black, how is it cultural appropriation? You may be black, but it's still not your culture. My question is, how blurred are the lines, and are we just that ignorant, or we just don't care?
Pick me.
Go ahead, Iris.
My mother was the International Student Affairs Director at Texas Southern University for about 17 years. She would go to Africa and she would recruit students to come to the pharmacy school at Texas Southern University because it's known. When we met people, because I've been to Nigeria, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Ethiopia. When we went over there to meet people, people look at us as Americans. To them, there's no, I don't care if I'm the same skin tone or skin color as you. I'm American, period. So when you come back and I've been to the motherland, you haven't been to the motherland. You visited there, like you visited Vermont, Washington, Hawaii, Alaska. You didn't stay there. You didn't appropriate yourselves, with what goes on there. Just because you went to Wisconsin doesn't mean you know how to make cheese. So when we, as Americans and black folks, which is still amazing to me because black people are the only people who have to put something in front of their name before they say American. But when we, I guess, try to associate ourselves with the culture that society tries to throw back on us, because not all of us are from Africa, and we try to be down, throw up it is not seen as a welcoming or culture gesture. It's seen like, oh, I'm making fun of you, like Sambo and blackface and things like that. So if you're not reading about this and trying to figure out where these actual colors or these designs and whatnot came from, because each one of those means something different to each different tribe, culture, or community over there. You're just putting on a show. And if you don't know why you're wearing it and you just, I'm putting this on because, it matched my Jordans. What? It doesn't work like that. And since a lot of people don't read up on these things, and a lot of people, they just want to be down or they just want to be a part of the cause, quote unquote, then they throw themselves into
and she threw up the fingers too, in case you're not watching on YouTube. She did do this. She did that.
The air quotes.
Yeah.
If you're not down with this cause, it's like you're not black anymore, and it has nothing to do with being black. It has to do with what you know, where you're from, who you have associated with. If you've been to Nigeria, Ethiopia, or anywhere else over there, it's their culture. It's not really ours. So yeah, that trying to be assimilated by the Borg. You better watch yourself. You might get a spear in your back. You wear the wrong color.
For real. Somebody was saying it like it's the equivalent. Wearing a certain dashiki is the equivalent of wearing the wrong colors.
It is.
Like you can get spear chucked.
I'm just man. It's serious.
Like what?
It is serious.
Oh, see,
you hear?
See, you got
boom.
You got them Somalian colors, fam. What's up?
Done.
I'm Scottish. I'm not gonna wear somebody else's tartan.
Exactly.
My plaid is my plaid.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
the
is,
Scottish
though.
clans. They were
Yes.
distinct. They were distinguished from each other by the.
I can't go to
plaid.
Scotland wearing somebody else's kilt. I can't do it. It wouldn't be right.
Wouldn't be left either, but
Yeah.
people would do
You're
it.
correct there.
Yes.
And two
very
wrongs
much.
don't make a right, but three lefts do.
In a circle.
Yes. What a snap.
Now, I guess the extension to that is, especially when it comes to hip hop, because hip hop are the main, I would say, gumbo of the world, because they bring in so many different things to create hip hop.
Yeah, they even have Koreans wearing afros now, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just like the main, and it's weird because the only other thing other than hip hop, I'll say cultures or like people who just dive in is dance hall. Like
No, b-boy and dance hall.
Well, I mean, but see when I say hip hop, I encompass the whole culture.
Okay.
When I say hip hop, but like the queen of dance hall was Japanese for like X amount of years running, and I'm like, how is that possible? But now, when it comes to things like that, would you say that hip hop has made it a part of its culture, or once again, it's cultural appropriation?
It's culture. That's cultural appropriation.
Also, what about you, George?
Yeah, as a non-black person who has hip hop coursing through his veins, I wouldn't say that I culturally appropriated. I respect it as a black culture, and I understand my place as a non-black person who practices that culture.
But see, I don't, because I know how many.
Because I know where it came from.
Yeah,
and it came from the black inner city neighborhoods of New York, where there was a dialogue that needed to be had, and it was voiced. As the years have progressed, subject matter that gets addressed changes, and it's the array it's a huge spectrum of different things that can be talked about, to the point where you can, I mean, there are rap songs that have absolutely nothing to do with anything. They're just fun stories. But it would be remiss of anyone in hip hop to not acknowledge that it is black culture.
I guess because I know that the Funk Brothers were the ones that started the parties before Kool Herc even started his, and to know that they were Latino and black, I just can't say hip hop is just a black culture.
It's not a black culture.
It's an urban culture.
It's an urban culture.
Yeah.
It's American. That's American.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it is that. It is very
American. To say that, Koreans are now, into hip hop and they have their own rap and
I think it's a beautiful thing. As a hip hopper, it speaks to the success of it that it is a worldwide.
It's like an art form that many cultures have accepted.
And to be honest with you, some of these foreign cultures who have adopted hip hop as their own understand it better than some of the people who are practicing it here in the States. So,
Absolutely.
So basically, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel. Like,
good example, like Native Son. When he dropped this LP, the Native Faces LP,
it did better in Germany than it did here.
It's like in the top 50 for Germany. And I'm just like, nobody here is like, who?
And Trump is German. How about that?
Lies. Lies. It's not true. I don't know where you heard that from.
Heard it from your mama, Trump.
Oh, that's great. It's fantastic.
Now,
who was Scottish? But
who's Scottish?
Yeah.
Only a second ago.
Now, and like I said, this goes back to I wish Darrell was here for this. When you have a black person that talks and conducts themselves a certain way, they're not black. They're trying to be white, and
as a non-black person, I almost feel like I have no right putting an opinion there. Almost like, okay, I saw white people on social media calling certain black people coons, like Cam, for example. It's kind of like
can you call somebody a coon?
Can you do that
without seeming racist?
Yeah, and I understand what the term means, but I don't know. I don't feel like that's I think you can add that to the list of things that are okay for certain groups to say and not others. I wouldn't have the balls to even let that word fall out of my mouth. Like, it's not my word to say. Who am I to say that person's not black enough?
Yeah.
Me especially. You know what I mean? Like,
but then it begs the question, what is black enough?
And that's a good question.
Yeah.
So when an athlete like Cam Newton comes out speaking against the protesters, or you have somebody like Lil Wayne who says, I've never experienced racism in my life, how do you feel about these black people who are essentially blinded to the struggle?
Okay.
Or if not blinded, not showing any support for it?
Rose-colored glasses don't count. For as far as Cam Newton's standpoint, I don't think that he doesn't see it. I think that there are some ways that we can kind of spin things to work for us. That's like 49er dude, Kaepernick, not standing for the
Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
And Maury's old security guard dude has his own show now.
Oh, Steve Wilkos?
Yes. He said that he supported what Colin Kaepernick was doing, although he is a veteran.
Yeah, there's a lot of veterans supporting him.
And it amazes me how I think he's of mixed race too, Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, he's adopted, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. So it amazes me how some people can say, well, he's not standing for it. And I think LeBron James says, I support him, but I'm still going to stand for it.
Yeah.
Even though the flag doesn't necessarily represent all of us.
It doesn't.
Still.
It's like the whole flag burning thing, where it's like somebody might not think it's right, but they have to defend They're
on some level, you could argue that flag burners and Colin Kaepernick, I can't remember, is that it?
Colin
Kaepernick?
Kaepernick. Yes.
Are probably arguably more patriotic than some of these people that are just blindly defending a piece of fabric.
Absolutely.
We're built on the ability to stand up for what's right. And right
Mark.
now, America is not standing for what America is supposed to stand for. So yes, there are people taking a knee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I agree with him. America is not great. America is not treating all of its citizens appropriately.
Nope.
There is a group of citizens that are clearly being targeted. And at this point in the discussion, if anybody can genuinely say that it's not a race thing, then you are either not paying attention or you are intentionally turning the blinders on because you are too afraid of coming face to face with your own bullshit and hypocrisy.
Pretty much.
This is something when Chris was here, we actually discussed this. Like, I have friends in Louisiana, and we know Louisiana is south can be.
Hey, I'm from Texas. Don't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, Louisiana's never wanted to secede. So
Right.
Well, they've actually told me they've never dealt with racism, and the reason why is because they'll tell me like black people and white people in certain parts live in their own little worlds.
Right.
They don't really interact with each other. So no.
Which is inherently racism.
Yeah, but see, they've inherently racism by that separation.
But it's become so normal to them that they
it's
don't
so normal
view it as a racist.
that again they don't view it as racism. So when someone like Lil Wayne says, "No, I never experienced racism," I have to look at where he's from.
But this is also the same man who had rap lyrics
Exactly
insinuating
and see,
that he
goes
has
back
had to deal with
that.
racism.
He's trying to that goes back to when I say like rappers try to speak to people where they are even though they've never been there just to get paid. Sex sells, pain pays.
Studio.
Now
Freestyle? Oh.
you said freestyle.
My bad.
And that also brings in the whole discussion of the N-word. Like, it's like everybody and their mama has a pass for it now because of rap.
What, nuts? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
that.
just kidding.
D's.
He said D's. But no, once again, can we attribute that to the culture of hip hop or appropriation?
Desensitization.
That.
There you go.
I think that's what it boils down to. And hip hop culture does kind of make very loose usage of that word.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, let's be realistic here. It's suburban white kids buying records and buying the downloads.
Exactly.
Because that's where the money is, where it can be afforded. And it's kind of always been like that in the music industry. So they have the voice beating that word as a replacement noun in pretty much every rap song they hear. So, but the voice that they don't have is the voice telling them, well, this is why this particular group uses that word. This is where that word came from. This is what it's come to mean to this particular group now. And here, more importantly, is why you can't say it. You know what I mean? You just can't. And that's part of the problem, is that people aren't being educated realistically. You know what I mean? Whenever somebody like Bill O'Reilly can go on air and say something like, well, slaves didn't have it that bad. They had free food and shelter.
Right.
That and he genuinely believed that.
Yeah.
He in his heart felt like they didn't have it that bad. That says a lot. That says a whole lot, because now he represents an entire group that genuinely feels like black people should just be thankful for what they do have. And the bottom line is, this country would not exist without black people and immigrants in general, but in particular black people. This country was built on the back of slaves. Because if we had to have paid everybody who did the work of all the slaves during all those hundreds of years, we would have never got ahead.
No.
Irish, black, and Chinese.
Yes.
Because the Chinese folks helped build the railroads.
Yes.
We couldn't
Yes.
get across the states without.
And then you have I'm glad you said that, because even within whites there is racism against each other, because you have Irish people that don't like Scottish people.
Yeah.
And it's just mind-boggling to me how something as arbitrary as a skin tone can create so much
Skin
division
tone,
among us. It's like we're
location.
sneeches on beaches, and the ones with us with
The
stars
stars
on our
and-
belly, we're better than the rest of
Star-belly
you
sneeches,
motherfuckers.
that's right.
It's the most ridiculous shit in the world.
But it's funny that you say that because the classism does exist not only between races, but where you are. And I want to say the guy was probably from South Carolina. It was a politician years ago who said if the trailer park whites and the low income black people got together, they could overthrow the government. But because the trailer park whites are too busy thinking that they're white and the black people don't like the white people because of them just being white, we'll never be able to come together to put things ahead. And if people would listen to what politicians say, because some of that stuff really is the truth, we could do a lot better than what we do now.
And I think that is a perfect point to stop on while we take our halfway mark break. I can't believe we've already killed an hour of this show.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's already almost 9 o'clock. We're going to kick it to a couple songs, and we'll be back at the top of the hour with more chocolate milk and waffles. If you would like to join the conversation, the phone number is 757-848-5920.
Last night saw an archangel with a smirk on his face and a black halo, black wings and a black sword, blackened the vision of a crack kilo, open wounds or the eye key, Lord. Do I ever try to heal or do I destroy? Everybody never gave enough about the middle finger in the pocket, trying to live my life without the Lord help. I hear a voice saying kill myself, and I kill it with the blood of Jesus. We all got demons on our back, and we all want heaven on this earth. But how can we enter those gates and be ready to serve without first dying of self? Imagine that I was Goliath and you was the giant that got me all up on this floor. Imagine me sitting there crying and handling the Bible, holding on like a pistol. I don't see many Davids in my life, but I ain't never seen no one like you. Trying to find out where my purpose lies. All I ever hear is that you're the truth. So who am I? So who am I? Who am I? I'm a broke, weak, hungry man swimming in food. And I don't need nothing in me cause I'm full. I'm a broke, weak, hungry man swimming in food. And I don't need nothing in me cause I'm full. I know I don't deserve it cause I'm stubborn, but Lord help me, I need food for that. Tell me why I'm feeling hungry when my stomach full. And why I don't want to eat no more. Really, I'm like, why the heck you gotta bug me for? Can't you see I'm living comfortable? Got a nice friend and a new crib with no pot to wear, but my bucket full. And I don't see nobody trying to kick it soon, so I guess I'll kick it by myself. And I had a dream that I was on the moon. When I woke up, I was back on earth. But the starvation is killing me. I might as well be in the mall basement, really deep in this material world. Everybody wants heaven on earth, but how can y'all go to church without you dying yourself? I'm a broke, weak, hungry man swimming in food. And I don't need nothing in me cause I'm full. I'm a broke, weak, hungry man swimming in food. And I don't need nothing in me cause I'm full. I hit the floor and I locked the door in my room. I'm feeling untouchable. On the battlefield where my mom was killed like Bunker Hill for a buck or two. About a two-piece suit for my funeral. You know I'm in love with money even if it take me to the grave, Lord. Would I be wrong if I pray for it? Would I be wrong if I pray for it? There should be more to the world than material wealth, but I got bills to pay like he works for me. Work with me. Honestly, I should be working with you, cause I've been thinking about the demons in the world, and I never knew that you was there for me the whole time, ever since the first line. So I'ma sip on this bitter cup while your will be done.
Did you know that Radio Free Radio has over 100 videos on their YouTube channel? It's true. Check it out. Go to YouTube and type Radio Free Radio, all one word, into the search bar and click subscribe.
Take 16.
It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on. Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Welcome in, here on Radio for Radio, go tell a friend. Where Terrell and George at, bring them in. We got so many things to talk about, so let's begin. Putting the highlight on local life on Thursdays, 8 at night. Hope you feeling alright, cause tonight we gon' get you right, yeah, show you right. We gon' laugh, joke, talk, rinse, repeat. We gon' keep it real chill, plus get deep. Ain't no topic off limits, no knock off a gimmick. 10 times out of 9, you'll be fine when we finish. We get talented, hard to get artists to target that audience. Talk accomplishments of those who get no acknowledgement. The studio be hot in the summertime, studio be cold in the winter. And though the chair a bit dusty, it be a throne we enter. Have a seat with us, chocolate milk and waffles, come and eat with us. 2 whole hours, turn your speakers up. And before we get it started, just repeat it thus. It's on chocolate milk and waffle show. It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. We got George, we got Terrell, we got milk, that's chocolate. We got beautiful buttery waffles, just the way your mama used to make them.
Crazy, crazy, crazy show. That's what it is. Okay, whatever. I can't.
And we're back, Internet. You are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show on Radio F Radio.
.com.
And we are here with our special guest this evening for our second roundtable discussion. Miss Iris Perkins, a.k.a. ICU, a.k.a. Patty Crocker, a.k.a. Slap Your Favorite Person.
A.k.a. Cinnamon Stick.
Cinnamon Stick, baby.
Cinnamon Stick.
And across from me, we have Adam Lee, voice actor, comedian, visual artist, comic book enthusiast, and the man behind our chocolate milk and waffles logo. We have been having some very, very interesting conversations. The conversation started out heavy right out of the gate.
Yeah. Because somebody picked 3.5.
Right, and went directly to the heavy questions. But then Adam picked that question 1, and that was a heavy question too, like the cultural appropriation. Like Taco Bell, perfect example of cultural appropriation.
Oh gosh,
there's nothing Mexican about
Taco
Bell.
I'll never forget. I was at a Taco Bell in Arlington, Virginia, and I pulled up to the drive-thru, and it was a Mexican guy working the window. I was like, "Really? you sell out?"
Did you want the verde?
He just looked at me like, I need a job.
That shit pisses me off too. The fact that they call it verde sauce. I guarantee there's nothing called verde sauce in Mexico, because that literally means green sauce.
Absolutely.
You're describing the color, not the flavor.
Exactly.
That's not how it works. But that's what we do with Kool-Aid. What color? What flavor you want? Red.
Red.
So we're back, and we got two more questions on your list?
Yeah, we got 2 more questions. But first of all, go to nametest.com.
Yes.
I'm doing
that's
that
what we were
currently.
doing during the break.
We were all on nametests.com taking the which 2 fantasy characters are you a combination of quiz. I am very proud to say I am Luke Skywalker and Kung Fu Panda.
I just
fucking suck it.
And Iris has.
I am Buffy the Vampire Slayer mixed with Wonder Woman.
That also accurate.
Motherfucker, I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Which 2 did
I'm
you get?
pissed. How the hell am I Harry Potter and Aragorn?
What?
And how you can't be
And
both?
does your score bother you?
No, I fucking hate Harry Potter.
Why do you hate Harry Potter?
Oh, I do. I just hate it.
But
Why
he's
do you
magic.
hate it?
I hate it because, if you replace the word wand out of the books with the word penis, it becomes an entirely different story.
I understand that, but do you know you can just say expecto patronus and it goes all away.
Okay,
Right.
hold up.
Ridiculous!
There you go.
Mine just came up.
Oh, that sounded really.
Okay, what is
That's what she said.
what are your 2 characters?
Jon Snow and Darth Vader.
No kidding.
Oh.
Jon Snow.
Winter is coming.
Oh, I don't watch Game of Thrones. That's why I was like, I knew the name because it's pop culture, but I was trying to place it.
Wow.
How?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe he likes waffles.
That's the second time I've gotten Darth Vader for something today. I got Darth Vader and Batman on something else today.
That's great. That's a fucking combination.
Indeed.
Could you imagine though? Coming with me, Joker. That's horrible. Like, that would not be cool.
Anyway,
Back to the round table.
round table. 2 questions
Round
left.
table that happens to be square.
Square. Or is
Square
it? Or is
table.
it technically rectangular?
Well, they call the wrestling ring the squared circle.
Yes, they do. They
That's
do
all right.
because they go into a circle before they lock up.
Yeah.
Brother.
And warriors used to fight in a circle.
Yes.
In the ring. Okay.
All right.
So we've got questions 2 and 4 left. Am I right?
Yes,
Am I
questions
keeping
2
them
and
correct?
4. Yes, questions 2 and 4.
Let Justin pick the number. Since he's a neutral party here.
Let's go 2.
Let's go to 2.
Let's go to 2. Recently, during an interview, I guess it was, I don't know how recent it was because I was watching it randomly. Famed rapper by the name of Lil Yachty says he does not take hip hop serious, which would explains why he rap the way he does.
Don't call it rap.
Okay,
Puts
the
his
way
words
he
together.
mumbles the way he does. Now, George and I have our feelings about this sudden
I'm checking out. I'm
influx-
playing with this Ghostbuster Dan Aykroyd figure because I'm so angry right now. That they
sudden
even made it.
influx of artists that are coming out right now. So my question that I want to ask is, with that being said, do you feel that the rest of these artists have this same perception, and can we actually respect that?
I mean, I'm not one for putting words in anybody's mouth. So until all the other rappers come out and say the same thing, then I'm not going to say that that's how they all feel. However, I do very much believe that actions speak much louder than words, and nothing about their behavior makes me feel like any of them respect hip-hop as a culture or rap as an art form. And that's all I have to say about that. Fuck them all 2016.
Iris?
Define the term rapper.
Ooh. Define the term rapper.
One who uses rap
Like
as
Reynolds?
an art form.
Oh.
No, the
Yeah,
music
it's an art form.
Okay.
Not an MC, but a rapper.
Right. Well,
Some people respect it as an MC and a rapper are two different things.
Yeah, I think it's that whole thing where like an MC is a rapper, but not all rappers are MCs.
Very true.
Feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You can rap without controlling a room.
Yeah.
You know,
Correct.
but if you're an MC, you command.
Yeah, but this particular genre of music, which as of yet I can't in my heart define, is neither of those. You know what I mean? It's
But
not
they lit
rap.
though.
Oh,
But
God.
they lit.
Oh God.
They lit what?
They lit. I don't know what they lit.
I'd like to light a couple of them on fucking fire. Roast a marshmallow or two on little Yachty's whack ass.
It trips me out because every time some people like us speak against what they do as being called rap, the first thing they say, y'all don't want to give young people
No,
their
we just know what
space."
rap is. And I'm okay with y'all doing what y'all are doing. But I'm not okay with you calling it rap. I'm not okay with you disrespecting where it came from. Hip hop was basically born of jazz and blues and punk. However, it doesn't call itself jazz or blues or punk because it is its own thing.
That's right.
Crunk is a perfect example of a music that was born of hip hop but is not hip hop, and they call themselves crunk because they want that. These guys are not rapping. They are not doing hip-hop music, and they're calling themselves hip-hop artists, and they are not. That's like me going up on stage with a set of turntables and a microphone, and when I'm done, I say that it was classical. It wasn't. You're full of shit. It's not what it is, because by definition, one does not rap by making incoherent sounds. One raps by looping and stringing words together that rhyme and in turn produce a message. And not always necessarily a deep, profound message. It could very well be fun and kind of nonsensical, like some early Busta Rhymes stuff, some Missy Elliott stuff, because that's needed too. But they are using words, and there was a cleverness to the way they chose the syllables and the rhyme patterns. Like Missy,
Yeah.
but that was to create the energy.
She stole that from R. Kelly.
And it came down to.
I thought she did it first.
She did do it first.
She did do it
Much-
first?
Yeah, I think she
yeah,
did
way
it first.
Okay.
But my point is, they're not rapping. Whatever they're doing is not rap. And they might even be able to say that, we're taking a little bit of influence from Missy when she was doing that kind of nonsensical stuff. And ODB he would play entire verses backwards. And for 3 months, we're all trying to figure out what he says when he's actually not saying anything. It's just a verse backwards. But we didn't know that at first. And then you had Bone Thugs and Harmony, which while they were using words, they were harmonizing in such a way where you really had to strain your ear as a listener to get what they were saying. But they were lyrics. They were actual lyrics. That's not what these young cats are doing. It's not lyricism.
Every day.
And the dude went on the radio and said, if I want to make a song where all I say is yeah,
oh God,
and the beat is lit, then I can do that. Y'all young
Soulja Boy do that already though?
Nah.
I doubt that.
I don't think so.
But I mean, either way, like, it's not hip hop. Call it something else.
Club tracks.
It's
Club
not even
tracks.
that. I don't even know what it's not.
Did you see?
It's not lyricism.
Did you see the latest Crank Lucas video where he does
I don't even
rappers?
know who Crank Lucas is.
The guy that did.
Oh, the guy you sent me the videos of. Oh yeah.
He did rappers in 2017, and he does like 2 bars, and then he goes into and he's like the rest of the beat. He's like, ugh. He's like, yo, remember that part where I was? He's like, double up on it. And he was like, how can I double up on your movements? And I really think it's headed that way. When I listen to like Lil Uzi Vert, I was listening to him.
Is that the skirt?
Yeah, he does that. He does that sound, and he's the one that goes like he's like, I was with your girl, yeah, talking with your girl, yeah, you get with it,
But
girl,
you know, that's a new rap style. Because if you've heard Anime's Caroline, and oh shoot, I can't think of the other thing.
I guess
right
that's
now,
what
but
bothers me. Like, I don't consider that rap.
No.
It's not.
By definition.
And
you can't call it its own. Call it a new form of music. Call it this new. Like when hip hop first came out, they didn't know what the hell to call it.
No.
The news broadcasts were like this new form of music.
Jungle
the
music.
Young kids are calling rap.
Some call it
Rhythm and poetry.
jungle music.
And I mean, call it something else. Call it whatever you want to call it, but don't say that you're rapping.
Adam, you have something
And
to
show
say?
some love.
I know I cut you off. You were saying something.
Oh no, it's all good. I was just saying something about how certain musicians will just make something in order to fit it into the club.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's got a beat and it goes along with the rhythm and you can get away with it playing, at a club, because when you're at the club, nobody really gives a fuck what you're saying.
Exactly.
They just care whether or not they can grind on it and, have a good time. They're not paying attention to the lyrics when you're at the club. I mean, when you're in the car, it's a completely different story.
Hey, could you pull up that Crank Lucas video for me, Justin? Look it up. But what I found funny was I was looking, I can't remember if it was 21 Savage in one of their videos, and somebody made the comment. They said he has no skills, but at least he's on beat. And somebody said that's
a shame when that becomes the criteria.
And somebody and then somebody said that is skill. That's it right there. Rappers in 2017. And take it to the beginning. Take it to the.
Yo, engineer, turn my headphones up. I want these niggas to hear every move I make.
Every move I make.
Every move. Fuck these niggas.
Is that a move?
Yeah, he's just dancing.
I want them to hear every move. Is that like the new? Is that like the new
Hold
kung
up.
fu movie?
It gets
thing?
worse.
Wait, is that like the new kung fu thing? Because when you used to watch the old Saturday morning kung fu's, every time.
No, you gotta hear what Craig Lucas is saying to him. He's like,
Nigga, you sound like O'Malley. All right, I'm gonna do doubles now. Oh my God, nigga, how you gonna double up the sound of your movement?
Y'all can't see the video, but he's just doing this with his jacket.
Can you add an echo to it?
Can you
How the
add
fuck
an
they
echo?
supposed to see your dance moves? So you gonna listen to a song full of motion?
A song full of motion. Not a song full of emotion. A song full of motion.
And I'm telling you, 2007, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody is going to watch that video, like, yo, that's lit. I'm gonna do that.
What is lit?
Wow.
Because
it's the same as bumping fresh.
No, lit can't be. No. Lit cannot be the same. No.
It's such an Andy Warhol outlook there, That's wow.
It's sad for hip hop. It's sad for culture, for the culture.
Iris' face is just
it's a
like,
dumbing down. And don't get me wrong, there are still artists who are doing music with substance to it. And on some level, maybe this is necessary. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's light. You know what I mean? And it's great for the club where people go to kind of unwind and get away from the pressures of the day, the job, the kids, the bullshit that we have to deal with on a day to day. So it's necessary.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying either A, one of two things. Either A, call it something else, or at least respect what came before you that is giving you the opportunity to even be able to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in order for you to have the freedom and the ability and the privilege to be able to cut a record and not use words. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I mean,
you're not even an instrumental artist. It's not like you're fucking Yanni where you're composing all this magical shit. You're just showing up and going, fuck you.
I think they thought that James Brown didn't say anything, and they were trying to go back to where he started from, not realizing that James Brown actually said words.
He was also a conductor.
Why did you pull up Yanni pictures? Like we don't. He's just Googling everything about our conversation.
Even dude like Lil Uzi Vert was like on Hot 97. He was like, "I'm a rock star, bro." No, he's like, "Bruh, I'm a rock star." And I'm like, where?
Yeah, I will put my wackest freestyle versus their dopest written verse. The verse they wrote for Cannabis. I would body them with my wackest freestyle.
I mean, I think I'd second George in that, and I think I could probably come behind George with a quick written thing and go ahead and lay him out.
It's frustrating because you have artists like Seven, like Andre Taylor, like Chosen CTW, who are still on a local level and aren't signed and should be able to put their music out on the level that these people like fucking Tiger and this Panda
who
son
got
of a
released
bitch.
And Designer and all,
Designer, that mother all these sons of bitches naming songs after animals.
Yo,
Zoo.
what's funny? He's just saying stuff and something. He did one of their verses. That's
right. I know.
He's like singing. What?
Skirt. You're not
it's
a
lit.
You're not a rapper. You're not a rapper. You're not a rapper.
Yeah.
You're not a rapper. You're not a rapper. I could do that shit all night. Now I see why they do it. They get caught in a fucking loop and they can't stop. That's what the fuck just happened to me. You saw it live and in person. I almost feel bad for everything I've ever said about them.
And if somebody's watching, like, yo, we gonna sign him.
I know they just bought my song.
Yeah, can I download that? Can I download that?
Look, I just got the email from Capitol Records.
What's your SoundCloud?
$500,000 for my "You Ain't a Rapper" song. Fuck you, chocolate milk and waffles. I'm out this bitch. I'm out. I'm rich.
Rich bitch.
What's your SoundCloud?
My SoundCloud is imminent.com.
And I'm guilty because as much as I make fun of these, I've been playing that song "Wait a Minute" to death. There's a song called "Wait a Minute" by Fresher.
By who?
Fresher.
See, he knows the rappers. I almost wonder if you incognito, like, on the low, really like this shit.
I'm telling you.
Let me find out you got a designer
I only know
CD.
two Wait a Minute songs. One is by Ray J and the other is by Lil Kim. Like, what?
Did you say on a CD? They don't even make those anymore.
They don't.
Because I find the humor in them. It's like, I'm like, yo, somebody took the time to record this, and I find it so funny.
I have genuinely, like, I gave it a shot. I don't want to be that dude that talks a bunch of shit about something, and I can't say that I've listened or tried to I have.
I listened to it and laughed.
Chance.
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's like this. When I can seriously, I can imagine when George gets his phone and sees a link from me, I know he's like, oh, what the heck is this? He's like, I'm not going to click it.
I don't. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna wait till I get home from work.
Because it's some of the most
be in the right space to watch this bullshit,
stuff. To be, I'm just, and I'll laugh just that hard. Like, why does this exist?
Yeah, and I'm like, why are you sharing it with me? It's like when you take a bite out of something that tastes bad and you automatically want to share it with your neighbor. Ooh, this is nasty. You gotta try it. Why the no? Like, this is the wackest shit I ever heard, George. Why don't you listen to?
This is an earwax flavored jelly bean. Taste one.
You're gonna want
make those.
You're gonna want to shove an ice pick in your ear.
I want to eat them.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I want to try the slug squigglies.
The what?
This conversation about mumble rappers comes up entirely too much on CMW. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Okay.
Can we go to question 4?
All right. Okay, write this. This we're going to say this. We shall now do our best to no longer discuss mumble rappers.
It's not good for my heart.
Well, mumble artists on the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show.
Well, I got a question
Some
for
of
you
the
before,
number-
Okay,
wait,
go
wait.
Before we
Go
put
ahead,
it
go
to
ahead.
bed, go ahead.
Before you close it, Dick Tracy had a character named Mumblemouth. Do you think he would be able to come back right now and make
Yes.
an album?
Yes.
Probably. So would Mushmouth from
Yeah.
Fat Albert. They should do an album together.
Do an
And it
album
would be
together.
better. Fictional characters could do better albums than real life people.
Okay, baby.
Should I be back? That's a maybe, baby.
Job.
Oh,
Can I
Bubba
feel it in my
baby.
bottom of the lip?
Oh, Bubba K, baby. Oh, Bubba K, baby.
Oh, but
I didn't mean
okay,
it.
baby.
Hey. I don't know
All right.
what happened. I picked up a radiator, started squeezing it like it was an accordion.
I got my rubber band.
Excuse me.
Okay. I guess the next question is almost tied into this also. Do you guys think we just, and is what we were talking about off air before the show started, and I want to make sure I got it worded how I typed it. And as I said, typed it.
That's the double past tense.
Why do we expect so much from our celebrities?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't know.
Like, why?
I think our celebrities have become equivalent to the gods of Olympus to the Greeks. They are what the media has programmed us to aspire to. They have become this, like, the picture perfect image of, you know what I mean? There's a danger in that because we forget that these people are human beings. Like, you know, perfectly, like Mel Gibson was a really good example. Everybody was kissing Mel Gibson's ass during the whole Lethal Weapon era and all that shit. As soon as that motherfucker made Passion of the Christ and started talking shit about Jews, it was like, oh shit, hold on, who's this guy? We thought you was perfect. No,
That's not the Mel Gibson that I know.
you fucked up and gave me a mic. Rah 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 rah. Fuck Jews. Rah. That character he played in Lethal Weapon wasn't too far cry from the real Mel Gibson because that motherfucker.
Come on, Murtaugh.
He's
sure wasn't.
And we do that, and we're fickle. Fans were fickle because we will love you, and then as soon as you fuck up and you have your fall from grace, it is over.
Unless you're
You
Mayor
become a
Marion
laughing
Barry.
stock.
Unless you're Mayor Marion Barry.
Well, okay, let me speak on this. Being from D.C., a lot of people think that he really got praised or whatever. He really didn't.
No, he didn't get praised.
But they never really, because I think it's almost like the Bill Cosby syndrome. When you look at everything, Marion Barry did so much for D.C. during the Civil Rights era that so many people do not know about. He really looked out for the people of that city. So when he got caught smoking crack several times.
Several
Man,
times.
look, the man just liked his crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He liked his crack.
Some people drink coffee.
He liked his crack in his
Some people
hose.
drink coffee. This motherfucker like the crack.
He liked his
I mean,
crack in
shit.
his hose. The thing about it, almost everybody in D.C. smoking Love Boat, dealing with hoes. So, hey, he's a common everyday man for us. So, he was just regular Marion Barry. And that's how he was able to get reelected.
Right.
A couple of times after being caught smoking crack. It's like, hey.
And selling a dump truck.
That's right. Because so many people saw him. First, it was like, okay, we knew what he did for the city. But then it got to the point like, oh, he one of us. And I hate to say, that's in a nutshell, that's what it was.
Do you think that's the appeal that Trump has for his supporters? Is that they feel like he's one of them because he's not a politician?
Unfortunately, yes.
No.
I think some, but they're not looking at he's a rich guy. They looking at he says some stupid stuff that they're thinking.
No, I think he says stuff that appeals to the angry lower class set of folks who don't really.
That's what I mean. He's one of us.
Exactly. Yeah. When
he's
not
like us.
Not saying that he's technically one of us, but the things that come out of his mouth, he thinks like us, so he's one of us.
Right.
Does he think? I don't know.
No, one of us. One of us.
That's like Emotep. The Donald Trump.
No.
No.
It's huge.
That random, it's huge.
It's Bigly.
Bigly.
I made up that word. I've coined it. It's mine.
It's bigly.
Nobody can take it. Bigly.
Bigly.
That's the size of my hands. They are bigly.
Yes.
So,
the size of the
Iris and
promises.
Adam, your input on the celebrities.
I-
I'm
I-
sorry. I actually cut Iris off. I'm sorry.
I really think, you know, we're actually truly obsessed with the unobtainable. You know, I mean, we see celebrities doing things and getting away with shit that we could never in a million years get away with, and we're
Right.
entertained by it. So it's like,
America lives vicariously through their celebrities.
absolutely.
And that's why we can. That's why we forgive so quickly too. Because I mean, let's not forget. You know, we're out there still buying our Kelly records. We forgot what Chris Brown did to Rihanna. We're okay with that.
No, I don't know. I don't
And-
agree
and
with that.
what's gonna
there.
happen
I
next?
don't
I'm gonna
agree
fart
with
an
that.
elephant.
Some are.
I
Some
heard
are
that
acting like it never even fucking happened.
Well, my thing about that is, I understand that he put hands on her. I got that. However, if you are woman enough to put your hands on a man, I don't care in what realm, and some people might be mad at me after this. If you are woman enough to put your hands on a man, you are woman enough to take a hit. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be putting your hands on anybody. It wasn't self-defense. It wasn't, I'm trying to stop him from doing something. No, you hauled off and hit somebody for no apparent reason because you were mad. That's a whole different set of can of worms.
And this particular motherfucker just happened to know karate or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
And
done. I'm sorry.
But the point is that, like you said, celebrities get away with shit that we would never get away with.
Money
Like
and-
he did
and-
not
and
serve
spotlight.
a single day in jail for that Rihanna incident. You know what
He
I
shouldn't
mean?
have.
We'd have been under the jail.
You're right.
Yeah. And we're,
And we make spectacle of it, like this whole Brad and Angelina divorce thing. I haven't paid it much attention, but this is what bothers me about it. At the end of the day, there are 6
Are they
children
divorced?
that she just filed for divorce.
Oh.
Like last week. At the end of the day, there are 6 children involved whose parents are separating right now, and nobody talks about that. Everybody, they're posting memes with Jennifer Aniston as though she's somehow getting some kind of joy out of this, like
Yeah.
it's revenge. People are saying, "Oh, Angelina, that's what you get." These are people with feelings and emotions, and these two particular people have been together a really long time. Let's completely take the celebrity out of it. If neither one of them were famous, would we be doing that? Would we be plastering their divorce all over social media? No, you wouldn't do that.
we would be worried about their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be worried about the kids. We'd maybe even reach out to one of them like, "Hey, man, you want to go for a drink?" Or, "Hey, do you need to talk? How are you feeling? How are the kids feeling? Should they come over and have a sleepover with my
Are
kids?
you
Distract
certain
them?"
you want to do this?
But
Well,
no,
I'm-
instead we make memes and we laugh and we joke about people's tragedies because they're celebrities. It's like they're fair game, and I don't think that's okay.
But playing devil's advocate to that, doesn't it also show that just because we think they're perfect, they're getting a divorce too? And even though our divorce rate in America is so like astronomically high, it shows that they have problems just as well. And it's like, well, damn, if they can adopt 6 kids together and have a couple kids of their own, you know, how am I going to get married if they
And
can't
maybe
do it?
that's
They
part
have
of
a
the
whole bunch
appeal
of money.
to America as a whole. We love to see people
Drama.
get knocked off their pedestals. You know, we'll put them up there, but then we revel when they fail.
It's
But I
the
mean,
train. It's the train wreck. It's the, you know, the whole train.
It
wreck
happened with
theory.
Bill
You can't-
Cosby.
you
It
can't
happened
look
with
away.
Michael Jackson. It happened with Mike Tyson.
The chick with 8 who popped out 8 all at the same time.
Oh, Octomom.
Yeah, we don't hear about her anymore.
Right.
John and Kate plus 8. Kate is trying to make a comeback.
Yeah.
And she's not doing so well. But it's like,
But see, those are people are different because they weren't celebrities for acting or anything. They got involved with the whole reality series of things and stuff like that. Well, the Octomom, she just because she pushed out 8 babies. That would put
they
her
were cut
in-
out.
Yeah,
She didn't push.
yeah.
um,
That's what put her into the limelight, and they were put into the limelight not for their celebrity. They became celebrity by just doing not regular things.
But I mean, there's so many other celebrities out there that we don't really talk about. Virginia Woolf, Chico Flannery, I can't think of her first name right now, who were authors and had really horrible. We don't even talk about Edgar Allan Poe like that. And he had issues
That's because he
and
didn't
problems.
exist.
Oh, he did.
But he was talked about during his time. I mean, he was. It was like Edgar Allan Poe. He wasn't one of those poets that he became famous after he died. He was famous while he was alive, and yes, he was very much the talk of.
But we didn't go boom, just make him fall to the wayside talk.
Well, I think it did. I think it very much had a lot.
I believe that's a caller.
It is a caller.
Like, get off the air.
We always like stop in the middle of everything that's happening when the phone goes off. Like it's the bat phone, and we're getting ready to go fight crime.
It's the commissioner calling.
Is that a live call?
Yeah.
All right. Patch him through. Ah, of course it's 7.
Wow, that echo. What was?
Turn off your radio. If you're listening, you got to turn that off.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. What's up? Hey, baby, what's going on?
Wow.
Y'all nasty. Don't do that shit on my show. Y'all do that shit on your own time. You nasty.
That is crazy. You can't stop this love.
What's up, 7?
Chilling, man. I was listening in, and I got something to say about the celebrity thing.
Okay.
Whatever celebrities go through is like it should be public spectacle because that's where they get the big bucks. Like just like there to entertain us.
Not with their personal lives though.
But their personal lives aren't personal anymore. That's what you signed up for when you became a celebrity, right?
No.
I can understand
I disagree with I get that on some level because it comes with the territory, but it's not what I signed on for. If I signed on to be a recording artist, that's what I signed on for, not for my personal life to be splattered across the pages of every newspaper on the planet. That wasn't in my contract.
For lack of a better analogy, when you decide to sell drugs, you might be making good money and you don't have to check in with people and things like that, and you don't have to punch a clock, but jail comes along with it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take the good with the bad. When whatever your job description is, you might not have necessarily signed up for nasty ass customers, but when they say nasty ass shit, you kind of got to take it because you want that paycheck.
Very true.
Right, and that's what I mean when I say I know it comes with the territory, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that that's what you signed up for necessarily.
I don't like you, but you still want this bag, right?
Yeah, because like when Brad Pitt decided he was going to do Legends of the Fall, I highly doubt that the first thing that went through his mind is, yeah, I really want to do this movie, but damn, what if I'd get a divorce in 20 years? That's you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
actors become actors because they want to entertain, but not necessarily with their personal lives. Like.
But I think going along with what 7 says. I like that. That's what he's.
7 says.
Yes,
Hashtag 7 says.
Hashtag 7 says.
Hashtag 7 says.
Yeah.
When celebrities go into the spotlight, there aren't a lot of celebrities who keep their private lives real private. There are some who are good at separating that. Some flaunt it because that Kim Ye status is like everything, but not for me. I'm just saying. They just want to be out there because in order to keep their name out there and to keep them garnering stuff and getting stuff, they have to be in the public spotlight. So,
I agree.
So you don't forget about me. I got to do some WAP.
And again, I think that's something that we as the audience have created.
Correct. We give them that attention, and once you become an attention seeker like that, and you just have to have that attention, you start doing more outlandish things.
Like wearing dresses made out of meat, Lady Gaga.
Right.
I found this bird nest. I'm gonna wear it on my face.
I think there's some of them ask for it, and we don't really know how these things come about and how the information comes out. But you got to think, like, I'm sure that Denzel Washington has been in, it seems like, billions of films, and I'm sure that he's got just as much money as Brad or Angelina, maybe even combined. But you don't hear anything about him and his old lady, though.
Nah.
He's been married for years and years.
With kids.
Yeah.
because he just doesn't put himself in that position. I guess it's like you said, we don't know who puts this stuff out. It may be them to add to their attention.
I think
think that's definitely
Denzel
the case
would
in a
do
lot of-
Man on Fire on somebody if his stuff got put out. He become that dude from Man on
Right.
Fire quick.
Yeah.
I'd be scared of Denzel in real life.
Yup. See.
Especially Training Day Denzel.
Yeah, what?
Like
Yeah,
Training Day Denzel was
absolutely.
terrifying.
I didn't know you got wet.
No, see, Training Day Denzel doesn't scare me.
Really?
Because
Nah.
I can do that gangster stuff too.
Yeah,
that don't bother me. But it's like the all the real calm but very killer, like Frank Lucas.
John Q. Denzel.
Yeah.
When he
John
was going
Q.
in for his
Denzel.
kid. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
scary dude.
The
'cause
I'm not gonna bury my son. My son is gonna bury me.
Yeah, that ready to pop at any moment. Equalizer, Man on Fire, John Q. Denzel. That's the one that scares me.
That's the one.
So ultimately, you feel it
kind of just
some of the celebrities.
With it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of like not necessarily set out to like, oh man, I can't wait to become famous so everybody can be in my business, but
right,
like you want it, you can't expect them to be crawling all over your accolades and not, you know what I'm saying, they're taking pictures when you fall too.
Yeah, true.
Would this all fall under the same category as the right to parody? Because like when you gain any amount of celebrity, you basically do open yourself up for any type of parody. I mean, look at Mad TV, I mean, that Kenny Rogers stuff would not be nearly as funny
Oh my gosh.
if, like, Kenny Rogers wasn't an alcoholic in his, regular life.
Right. I feel like if and they can't even sue for that. Like,
yeah, they can't.
No, they can't.
You know how long they've been? You know how long they've been dragging? They were dragging Michael Jackson recipes. Like, they were dragging Michael like he could never escape it. He was the ultimate.
They
butt
still
of
drag
every
him.
joke.
The man's been dead for years now.
And they're still not gonna let him rest.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna drag him. But that's kind of what you sign up for. It's really nothing you can do about it. Like, if you gotta.
You're either a very uninteresting celebrity or they're gonna be all up in your business.
Yeah.
And then, like you
if
said,
if you're an uninteresting celebrity for very long, you won't be. You won't get much work anymore. Like you won't be popping. So it's just like
Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis is a perfect example.
I don't even know who that is.
That's the dude from Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and he was the last. He was the Zorg dude who saved the gatekeeper from Ghostbusters.
And he was Darth Helmet in Spaceballs.
I just watched that 2 weeks ago.
He was in Little Giants.
The Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. He was
the coach in Little Giants.
He was the coach in Little Giants.
I liked him. He was a little nerd. What happened to him?
He backed away to live his life and raise his family.
Left it alone.
The paparazzi said all he's doing is buying milk. We don't like this guy anymore.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you gotta Chappelle this shit. I'm gone.
Right.
That's gonna be a new thing to say now.
And like bad news sells. Like I can remember a fight that took place in the math hall in high school, but I don't remember who the fucking valedictorian was.
Wow.
Exactly.
You know what
You're
I'm saying?
right though.
And that's all. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, Jackie Chan had a really good day today. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
but Brad and Angelina getting a divorce, that shit's all over the place.
You know why? Misery loves company. Very simply.
Exactly, and that's all it boils down to, and that's an expression for a reason.
Yeah, the people that like really are into everything that the celebrities are doing are the most miserable people in the world. So they just waiting for these people that they put on pedestals to just fall the hell off, so they could be like, oh, thank God. They were too happy. I hated that.
Yeah. And on some level, it's like, there's a certain, that's what we aspire to, but it's nice to see that get knocked down to our level. It's almost like we subconsciously revel in it, like, oh, haha, they're getting a divorce. You know what I mean?
I was about to do the same thing.
People get petty, and celebrity is a petty thing, and it's a fickle business.
Remark.
You do resemble that remark.
The closest I get to enjoying a celebrity's misery is a good diss record.
Yeah,
that's
That's all I'm
Like,
looking
I would
for.
really, really like it if like designer had to like walk over Legos. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
or
he
if
might
he
make
got
a
like
song
a
about
He will
that.
record
He
it.
will record
yeah,
it.
or if like he got a splinter underneath his fingernail.
He
you
would
know what I mean?
record it and make a song
Like,
out
I'd
of
really
it.
like
No.
that. I'd really enjoy that.
I got a hood.
Got a splinter in my finger. Got a splinter,
Got
splinter
a
in my
hood.
finger, and
Or,
it
you know, just buy it.
hurts so bad. And
I'm
it
bleeding. I'm bleeding.
What if
I'm
what if you
bleeding.
just
I'm
get to
bleeding.
like,
I'm bleeding.
I need peroxide for my boo boo.
I want him to bite into a good sandwich and get mustard all over his designer shirt. Things like that.
We're gonna have to have a whole 2-hour show of things we want to do to torture designers.
Make him learn
on the
correct
next chocolate
English.
milk and waffles.
Make him learn correct
I
English.
got a condiment. I got a condiment. I got a condiment.
Nobody thinks that dude is like. Has anybody seen any videos when he's not rapping?
Yes.
Dude, he seems like he might actually be touched, or he's really strung out. Like,
we ain't gotta sell pills no more. I was like, what?
Just
there's
gotta
a
take
video
'em.
where he be like, yeah, just got out of jail, just got out of jail. They're like, he be like, whoa, what the fuck happened, dude? You alright?
Yeah,
He just snaps.
Yeah.
He snaps.
But
He's
you gotta
crazy.
remember, 50 Tyson is autistic, so
I mean, what's?
But I'd listen to a 50 Tyson record before I listen to a designer record because I'm lying. I
was
am
about to
lying.
say, I was like, you lying.
I've got a whole that Timmy Turner song. I have that saved to my Spotify.
But it ain't a song.
Timmy.
well, now it is
You
a
crazy?
song. Now
Like,
it is a
I'm
song.
gonna tell you what they did. Where they got me. They posted that the Timmy Turner song, like they broke it down and made it seem that it was about all of the mass shootings and
But
things
it's
like
not.
that.
It's not.
I don't know if that. I didn't know if that was true or not. But
Timmy
that shit
Turner.
worked for
Timmy
me.
Turner is a cartoon character
Yeah,
on
with the
Fairly
Fairly
Odd
Odd
Parents.
Right. I know who Timmy Turner is, but get this, okay? So it sounds like you didn't read the thing.
I did.
Yeah, we read it.
He
It
represents
said that
all
he
these.
wished, like it represented all of these privileged little white boys that could get whatever they wish for,
and then go shoot up a school, right?
Yeah, they wishing for a burner so he can go shoot up a school.
See, here's the thing. I think that was like an afterthought. They were like, well, damn, we got these fucking 4 bars. We need to come up with something about what it means. Man, I was just watching cartoons, man. Man, but we can't say that. But we can't say that.
Wait, Joe, what did he say?
I was watching cartoons, man. He said, I just watching
I was
cartoons.
And
I
I
was
wish.
watching cartoons.
He said, I wished. And, my Fairly Godparents just appeared.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I needed a burner because I was hungry. I was just trying to make some grilled cheese.
But yeah, he's turned into an actual song now, man.
Yo, that, oh my gosh, that is fucking hilarious. But
I just want to make a grilled cheese.
if I digress. I take all of that shit back there. Fuck that whack ass song, but that is funny. That makes so much more sense because I've seen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen videos of him when he's not performing, just him being him, and he did not come up with that. He didn't come up with all of that.
There ain't nothing deep about this
He's
dude.
not that deep.
Bro, he's a
not
baby
that
pool.
deep.
He's a baby pool. He ain't
Yeah.
deep. He ain't deep.
Yeah, he was definitely just watching cartoons and was like,
eating his
I liked it.
The
I
floods
like
in
the
Norfolk
Turner.
were deeper than him.
Wow.
Now it's got to.
I've seen saucers deeper than this, man.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier about the Andy Warhol lookout on it. You know what I mean? Like he basically took an image, screen printed it over and over again, and everybody else considered it artwork. So he just became this extraordinary individual, which I mean he was crazy and out of his freaking mind, but he made artwork out of an art form.
Right.
And it became designer.
Yeah, and when he started losing his hype and his buzz, he started walking a fucking aardvark around Manhattan.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's about drawing that attention again.
Exactly.
Because at some point you get addicted to it.
Now there was something you guys brought up that kind of touched on it when you said Michael Jackson. The whole thing is going on now with his daughter, where she's pretty much being bullied on social media, and she's like, because people are coming at her so hard, she's actually thought about committing suicide.
See, and that's not okay because she did not
Not
ask
at
for
all.
her celebrity.
Yeah, so
she did
yeah.
not
Right,
ask
she
for
didn't.
that. She just so
Yeah.
happened to have gotten adopted by the most
She
popular
inherited it.
musician in all of history. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
she
That's not
inherited
her
it.
fault. I don't.
That's not her fault.
I don't see her out there like seeking it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her doing interviews. She's not trying to get into the industry. She's just trying to live her damn life.
Yeah.
And we fuck with her, and that's not okay.
Wait, which one? Blanket
that's
or the
not-
other one?
Blanket's the son.
Oh.
Blanket's a boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that I have to agree. That's not right. But that's shit. That's kind of like it's a difficult subject, but that's still kind of that's Mike decided that for her. Like back to my analogy about if I were a drug dealer. If I were a drug dealer, I would.
If you were a drug dealer, what
big
happened?
ass. That's a big if. If I
You
was
don't
a
want to
drug
be a
dealer,
drug dealer like me. Sitting.
it wouldn't. It would not be my kids' fault if I were to get locked up for the next 20, 25 years, and when the projects come around in school, where they or bring your dad to school day or something, and they can't bring me, it wouldn't be their fault. But if they became the butt of jokes because of it, then that's my fault. Those are my decisions, and they have to suffer for them. But you know what I'm saying, like Michael Jackson's stardom, they also reap the benefits of it. It's kind of like you got to make the certain decisions for your kids, and they just would have to suck it up. It's not right, though. I'm not saying that it's
No.
okay, but it like a lot comes with the territory once you enter stardom, though. A lot. I don't know.
There's a
Everybody
very
got quiet on
it's
me.
a thin line. It's a thin line to tread because on the one you're right. On the one hand, anybody who says to themselves, I wanna be famous, you got to know that that's gonna come with the good and the bad.
Right? Like who didn't smoke a blunt at Malia's age, but because she's an Obama, that shit
Right.
is all over. That shit's a big deal.
Yeah, and I think it's unfair when we hold celebrities' kids to certain standards. But
Yeah, that's where it's fucked up when you get people's kids involved. Like it's really becomes messed up then.
yeah,
Because it's like
because the option and the
they
choice is
didn't
being
ask for
taken
it.
out. Right, the
Yeah.
choice is being taken away from them. All right.
Good luck to all Brad and Angelina's kids, though.
Yeah.
Wish them the best.
Yeah.
And y'all have an awesome show.
Thanks, man. Thank you for calling in.
Appreciate
you. Shout out to the Wolf
I'm
Pack.
trying to get my own too. Put a word in for me, man. I'm trying
I
to get
got
my
you
own
7.
show
I
down
got
there.
you 7. I got you 7.
Hashtag 7 sir.
7
Yeah,
says.
that's what I'm gonna name it too. 7 says.
I can imagine that show already.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's-
God.
Oh, it's gonna be
my
turned
God.
up.
That would it would be lit.
Lit.
It's gonna definitely gonna be lit.
7 sir. Put your hand on your head. 7 sir.
All right, y'all.
All right, peace, fam.
All right, peace. So we are down to our last 6 minutes of our 2-hour show,
6
and they have flown
6
by.
minutes.
6 minutes,
6
Dougie Fresh here on.
6 minutes.
Now
do
for
we
the
have-
bonus question.
All right, what's the bonus question with 5
What
minutes
did you ask? What did you ask before we came back from break? About the pumpkin latte.
Oh, if a zombie eats a white person in October, do they taste like pumpkin spice?
Not all white people enjoy pumpkin.
Yeah, hold on. Come here, Corey. Come here, Corey.
You walked in at the perfect time. We need to ask. This is the burning question: if, and only if, a zombie, traditional zombie, eats a white person,
Black.
in
Get to the
October-
black mic.
Say this again.
If a zombie
Yeah.
eats a white person,
Yes.
in October,
Yes.
do they taste like pumpkin spice?
It's taking him too long to answer.
If it's one of those one of those college girls that, oh my God,
I
it's
believe
it's fall semester. I'm so excited for all the pretty
Correct
things.
me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the term is basic.
Basic, yes. Essentially, if it's a BSB or BWB, basic white bitch. Yes,
Like,
they taste like pumpkin.
definitely.
Like, oh my God, I can't wait for my associate professor to not be teaching me. It's like, oh my God, he's so hot. I can't wait to go out to the club tonight, and I can't wait to go to that frat party this weekend. I'm going to get so wasted.
On pumpkin spice rum.
Pumpkin spice
And
everything.
pumpkin spice cognac.
And pumpkin spice con.
I just recently douched with pumpkin spice.
What is this?
I think I've got a feed up there.
What just happened?
Okay.
It's wonderful.
What just happened?
We clearly opened up a can of worms we were ill prepared
Do you know
to deal
pumpkin
with.
spice is part of the squash family? Do you know what I did with a squash once?
One time at band camp, you just don't know.
Oh, honey, it wasn't just at band camp.
I know it's called a squash, but there was nothing soft about it, I promise.
Oh.
Boom. Ba-dum-bump, ba-dum-bump.
Oh.
And that being said, I think there is no better way or more necessary reason to end the show.
Yeah!
But it has been an incredible 2 hours. Really, really great conversation with two
Yeah.
amazing artists. We really appreciate you both being here very, very much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, please. Thank you. Look them both up on Facebook. You can find them on each of our Facebooks. Adam does artwork for commission. Put some money in his pocket.
Yeah.
And Petty Crocker ICU/Iris can be found performing her many, many different types of talents in many, many different locations all over Hampton Roads. More
JB's Gallery of Girls and all.
While I have you, Wet Spot, when is the next one of those? Because I've had people asking.
We are in the process of looking
Erotic
for a
poetry.
new venue.
Okay.
The Wet Spot is erotic poetry. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. We're in the process of looking for a new venue, and once we get one of those, we will let you know where it is. But if you'd like to see Petty Crocker, I will be at Venue on 35th, October 15th at 8:30. $5
Awesome.
cover.
Awesome. And next week, we will be away from the station. We will be taking a break from the show. But on that following week, when we come back, be thinking about this. We're going to give you 2 weeks. What is the nastiest thing you've ever pumpkin spiced? We want to know.
What if you don't pumpkin spice?
Then you don't. Then you're not part of the fucking conversation. I think that's kind of basic.
Shit.
I mean, that's just kind of common sense.
Basic.
If you're not a neurologist, you don't go to the conventions.
That's
Because you ain't got shit to talk about.
They have conventions?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, there's conventions
have
for every
lots of
field of science.
conventions.
I learned this because I started dating a really, really smart girl 2 years ago, and she goes to all kinds of really smart things. She's like, yes, they're talking about mathematics and chemistry and these things, and I'm like,
I do
pizza.
that.
Pizza.
It's a science.
Actually, it is a science to creating those things. You got to put the
It
right.
really
but-
is.
Shout out to my girl.
All right, ladies
All
and
right,
gentlemen.
we really got to lock this show up and close it down. I don't want to,
Right.
but we got to get the hell up out of here. Justin's pointing the shotgun at me.
Yeah, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do what we do.
Because we includes you.
P.S.
Good night, Internet.
James, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to call you.